Greetings, and welcome to episode 21. Episode 21 in our 30 days marathon journey into discussing 30 important questions singles must ask while dating or courting. Yes, you heard me well. We are doing episode 21 today, asking the number 21 question. Singles must ask while dating or courting. And question number 21 today is, what are your own contributions? What are your own contributions, or what are you bringing? What are you bringing into this relationship to make it successful? What are you bringing? What are you bringing into this relationship to make it successful? Interestingly enough, when I talk with singles during counseling, oftentimes they are focused on what the other person is bringing. They are focused on what they want the other person to do. They are focused on what they want to get from that relationship. They are focused on what they want to receive from the relationship. And very few of them, especially the ladies, it's sad to say, are conscious enough to think of what they are bringing into the relationship to make it work. Marriage is hard work. And if you've been married for a short time, for a long time, you will understand what I'm saying. I'm 17 years into marriage, and very soon, by the grace of God, I'll be 18 years into marriage. And I want to say marriage is hard work. And it is for those who prepare, and it's for those who are ready. They are ready to bring in ingredients and elements to make sure that their marriage works. You don't just wake up one good morning and find a good marriage. Or you don't just wake up one good morning and find a happy home. And they lived happily ever after is only existing. It's only existing in movies and in fairy tales. But if you are married for some time, or you have witnessed any marriages, you would understand that it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort and hard work to make marriage work. And usually when people come into marriage only expecting and not willing to contribute and not willing to put in their own bit to make sure that marriage is successful, it often leads to unmet expectations, because sometimes the expectations are either unrealistic or they are overbearing. And you would drive the other person to the point where they exhaust themselves, they exhaust their means, they exhaust their energies, you exhaust their emotions, and they have nothing to give you anymore. And again, marriage is like a bank account. Marriage is like a saving account. And if you don't deposit any money, in your saving account, you should not expect to withdraw money from that saving account, let alone expecting an interest to accrue over time in an account where you are doing no investment. So you need to understand what contribution the other person is bringing into that relationship. What is that element? What is that thing that they are bringing into that relationship that is going to make it work? And of course, it's a rhetorical question. You are equally asking yourself, what are those things that you are bringing into that relationship to make it work? And let me just say a few things that could be very helpful when you are asking these questions. I hear people say, I'm bringing a lot of love into this relationship. And I know that love conquers everything. Love covers all sins. Love is the greatest. Good enough as it sounds, you wake up one good morning and realize that though you love that person so dearly, though you were loverbirds, and you were like crazy for each one of for the other person or for each other, you will realize one good morning that you need much more than love. And of course, I said the other day, love is in stages. And oftentimes at the infatuation stage, we feel that that is all we need to make marriage work. You think it will all be smiling every day, it will all be happiness every day, and there will not be conflict. There are a few things that you should invest in your relationship. One is mutual understanding. Mutual understanding. The other one is honesty. Honesty, you have equally transparency. You also have commitment. And this is key. When it comes to relationship, what keeps two people together for 20 years, 30 years, 50 years is not just love. It's greater than that. It is commitment. Commitment is key in every relationship. That you know that you have chosen to commit yourself to an individual for a lifetime. Even when the things or the waters are rough, even when you get up in the morning and she annoys you or he annoys you, get on your nerves, but you have committed yourself to be with that person for a lifetime. It takes commitment to keep a relationship. It also takes a lot of forgiveness. It takes a lot of forgiveness to be able to keep a relationship. It also takes a lot of appreciation to keep a relationship. It also takes a lot of emotional investment. When you want your relationship to work, you invest a lot of your emotions. You also need to invest a lot of time. And if you have a relationship you don't nurture, you have a relationship you don't give it attention, you have a relationship you don't give time to see how you grow that relationship, you blend together to understand each other, that relationship may not last. You also need a lot of financial investment. And it doesn't matter whether you are the male part of the partner in the relationship or you are the female partner in the relationship. Money is needed to run the home, to pay the bills, to take care of the basic needs, to get you, the basic things of life. These are things you carry into your relationship. You also carry into your relationship a lot of tolerance. It is not everything you react to. It's not everything you pick a quarrel about. That's why before God pulled out Eve from Adam, God caused Adam to go into a sleep. So when you are getting to get into a relationship, or you are ready to get into a relationship, you must be able to sleep. You must be able to sleep. You must be able to, let things, it's not everything you address. It's not everything you correct. It's not everything you try to make it go your own way. You are bringing a lot of tolerance. You also have to bring in a lot of empathy. Empathy is a big currency in making any relationship to work. The moment you are empathetic about people, you will try to understand their feelings. You try to understand their perspectives. You will try to understand where they are coming from. You are not just trying to drive through your point or drive through your own idea, but you are bringing in a lot of empathy. You're bringing in a lot of empathy. You're also bringing in a lot of romance. That's something which is very, very important. That's one big currency that you need in your relationship to make it work the way it should. You should bring in a lot of romance, a lot of romance. And it is a conscious investment. It's a conscious investment that when you are getting into a relationship, you are bringing that currency of romance. The next thing that could be invested, that somebody could be contributing in a relationship to make it work, is fidelity. Fidelity is one other important ingredient that when you are getting into any relationship, you are willing to stick to that person. You're willing to stay to that person or to be faithful to that person. That is something that you would want to invest, and you also want your partner to invest in the relationship. Now, don't get into a relationship expecting to receive and receive and receive. When you always expect to receive, you are going to strain the relationship. You're going to cause the other person to exhaust themselves trying to meet up with your expectations, and that is going to bring emotional distancing. It's going to cause you even to depend on the other person, on the other person for your unhappiness. That's why I always advise, even if it is as small as what, before you marry, get a constant source of income. Whether you are male or female, get a constant source of income. It could be a little business, it could be a job, it could be anything that you do legally that will bring in some amount of money on a regular basis. You need that to to make your relationship successful. You need to ask that person, what are you bringing into this relationship? What will be your own contribution? Yeah, some people used to talk about good sex. That is just a little side of it. Because so oftentimes when many elements are absent in a relationship or in marriage, sex is the least thing that partners will think about. So even if you bring in whatever level of it that you think you brought in, that is going to die when many other elements do not work well. You're also bringing in a lot of respect. Respect is very important. There's something you must invest in your own relationship. You bring in a lot of respect, mutual respect. Respect each other, treat each other kindly. You also bring in a lot of communication. A lot of communication. You are bringing in a lot of communication, because lack of communication, as I've said in previous episodes of this journey, is number one cause of problem in marriages, or poor communication is number one cause of problems in marriage. You're also bringing in a lifetime commitment, continuous commitment to, improvement. You are bringing in continuous commitment to improvement, and you know that in that relationship, in that marriage, you are willing to work on yourself, you are willing to improve on yourself, and it will be a continuous process. It will be a continuous process. So you are bringing in that commitment. You're also bringing in, conflict resolution skills. You should be able to manage conflicts before you get into any relationship. Because if you get into a relationship and you are unable to manage conflicts, then you are going to rather be a cause of problem in that marriage. You have to also bring in, I talk of financial transparency. This is one other area. Money is number two area of conflict in relationship. People, they quarrel about, some partners will hide their money from the others. Some will not even declare how much they earn. Some will decide, another quarrel will be at the level of, the management system or the accounting system in the relationship. You are bringing in financial transparency. You're also bringing in emotional support. That is one element you should be bringing into your relationship. Emotional support. You should be able to provide comfort, encouragement, and understanding during both difficult and joyous times. Some people are willing to stick with you when things go well, but when you have issues, they don't give you the emotional support. They don't show you the understanding, the encouragement at the time when you need them. You're also bringing in teamwork. You are willing to work together to make sure that your marriage or your relationship succeeds. You are also bringing in flexibility and adaptability. These to me are key elements. Flexibility and adaptability. There are people that if they are headed for the rock, it doesn't matter what you tell them. If they are headed to a disaster, it doesn't matter what you tell them. They will go until they hit the rock. And if they survive it before they can fall back and begin to cry. Bring in flexibility. Bring in adaptability. You're also bringing in Equal partnerships. Both partners will have to contribute equally to the relationship in terms of responsibility, decision making, their effort. And I told you last time, you have to invest a lot of emotions if you want your marriage, if you want your relationship to succeed. You're also bringing in shared goals and vision. You are not a visionless person, but you are coming into a partnership so that both of you can work together to make a good marriage. The next time you meet that person you're courting, ask him, ask her, what are you bringing into this relationship? What are your specific contributions? What is that thing that you are bringing into the relationship? Or what are those things that you're bringing into this relationship to make it work? Remember, marriage is hard work, and it takes commitment, it takes dedication, it takes tolerance, it takes continuous improvement and continuous investment from the people who are involved in a marriage relationship to make it work. Marriage does not just work. People make it work. Are you willing to make your marriage work? Thank you, and see you in episode 22. See you in the next episode of our 30 days marathon journey into discussing 30 important questions singles must ask while dating or courting. Don't miss this free event on the 25th, that's next Sunday, on the 25th of February at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, or 7 p.m. West African Time, or 7 p.m. GMT +1. Don't miss this program. It is called Uniquely Single. Uniquely Single will be discussing, online dating, how you can navigate online dating, the intricacies, the do's and don'ts of online dating, and how you can stay safe in this global world. See you. Don't miss it. And of course, our April and May training for singles is coming. Look forward to register, and I'll be waiting to see you in class. Shalom.